Hello, good morning, good afternoon from our side. My name is Markus Florian. Thank you for joining us to this webinar session. We will start with our presentation and we'll be talking about principles and basic concepts of energy harvesting, and of course give you also an introduction why it is so good for the environment and also for your application. I will be joined by my colleague Markus Greitmeier, who is from the product marketing department, and at a later stage he will then guide you through further details to the concepts in order to explain you a little bit and give you more background. Just let me start giving you a brief picture on myself. I just turn on my webcam so you should see just a second. I think you should see. Yeah, okay, so you see it. My name is Markus Florian. I'm based at the EnOcean headquarter in Oberhaching, next to Munich, Germany. I run the sales division in EnOcean, and as mentioned, we will guide you through this webinar session. I give you a first introduction, and then I hand over to my colleague, Markus Greitmeier. So I turn off the camera in order to save bandwidth and give you a higher quality in listening to us. So here, a brief agenda. Just a few words on EnOcean for those who may not know us. And then, of course, we dive immediately into why and the benefits of energy harvesting. And we will explain you a little bit about the basic concept and dive into basically the three main principles of using energy harvesting. So of course, we will then talk about Thermo, solar, and Kinetic, give you also a few examples of what can be done, products, and at the end, of course, you will have the opportunity to raise some questions, and then we will, of course, answer them live in the session. And then, of course, if maybe the time is getting short, you're, of course, welcome to contact us also via email in case we were not able to answer your questions. So just a few words about EnOcean. EnOcean GmbH, we are the world leader in energy harvesting wireless. We offer a complete product portfolio of self-powered components. This consists of modules which you can integrate into your own product design, and then we would work with your R&D department to integrate those components. But we offer also finished products on an OM level, on an M agreement, in case you want also to extend your product portfolio with additional products. We support with our solutions multiple protocols. Of course, we are known for the EnOcean standard in the sub-gigahertz range, which is a widely used protocol in the building automation segment. It's an open standard in the meantime, which is also supported by the EnOcean Alliance, but we have also added support for other protocols, namely Zigbee, for a couple of years ago, and most recently we have added also support for Bluetooth Low Energy, always of course in combination with energy harvesting. We as a company are already in the market for 20 years and have shipped tens of millions of product into the market, and they are used today mainly in buildings ranging from small buildings, private homes, but also going up to large installments in office buildings or even hospitals. There is also other applications very active, but of course the main majority is in building automation, but we expect more to come. From a team perspective, we are worldwide available. We have a worldwide team. Of course, we are headquartered in Europe, in Germany, but of course have also salespeople around Europe. We have also a presence in the US, and of course also have a presence in Far East in Asia. Our activities are supported by a strong global patent portfolio where we, based on this, offer those unique solutions to the market, which allows you to create energy harvesting solutions. Talking about energy harvesting solutions, we thought about a little questionnaire which we are launching now. The question to you is just an easy question. Do you plan an energy harvesting design? So is your intent option one? Yes, I intend to create an energy harvesting design or to launch an energy harvesting solution within the next 6 months. The other option is yes, I plan to create an energy harvesting design or launch or install an energy harvesting solution within the next 12 months. Or There is also the option, no, you don't plan to do anything in that direction. And then, of course, we hope that with this webinar, we can incentivize you to reconsider this and plan to have an energy harvesting design done in the foreseeable future. So we give a couple of seconds in order to have you answer this question. And then, of course, we will also show you the results so that everybody sees what the audience has been voting. And so just a few seconds more, and then I think we do have then all the answers collected. And then we should see also the result. Here we are. So it's a very good mix, actually. Very interesting. Yeah, so it's a mixture. Yes, there is, I would say, half of it. Well, that's more or less exactly half of it, which are planning on a shorter or longer term to have an energy harvesting design or installation. And then, of course, there's also a half of it which have no plans. And again, this is the idea of this webinar. And I will mention it at the end. This is just the beginning of a webinar series. So we will, of course, also touch in future webinars other topics. So again, this is just the first of a complete webinar series. So turning to the presentation, we will now dive into further details. And in order to dive into further details, I will hand over to my colleague, Markus Kreitmeier. Markus, over to you.
My name is Markus Kreitmeier. Thank you for the invitation. I will also show my webcam for a short time. Okay, hello, I'm also sitting here in the office in Oberhaching. Switch it off to have better performance, and then we go to the first step into the details. Okay, good. Why energy harvesting? Let me take the opportunity that only half of you are planning to do an energy harvesting design. So I'm very motivated to get higher figures for this, because energy harvesting is a very good example of new technologies. So let me start with the business drivers. Business drivers are energy conservation, new smart and comfort features, and new intelligent IoT solutions. For example, room occupancy. During the Corona crisis, we have a lot of requests for this. Next generation building automation requires a lot of sensors. Yeah, we have already buildings or office buildings with 10,000, 30,000 or even more sensors in one building. And it is a very important for these cases to reduce cables, also reduce battery changes or no battery changes, and also optimize installation time. Yeah, radio sensors can be powered from the environment. Yeah, we are doing this since nearly 20 years. And now we are getting into the details. The basic concept of a self-powered sensor you will see on the left side. So it consists of an energy harvester. We will show you some models in the next slides. Then very important is the energy management, and the sensor itself, like a temperature sensor, then the microcontroller, which operates there and controls everything, and then a radio transmitter, send it via the radio interface. Markus already mentioned, we have several protocols. And on the other side, on the right side, you see the receiver or actor. This could be most likely line powered, then switching off the light or switching down the blinds or something like that. Or in the bigger buildings or in the newer buildings, you have a building automation system, and then this is a gateway and just feeds this information to the building automation system, and then this actor is controlled from the building automation system. Good. Now we are also diving into this kind of core technologies. Before we start, or I start to explain energy harvesting, I want to mention all what you need before. On the first hand, you need low power operation. So all the components on the device have to be designed for low power, like the controller, like the radio interface, and timers and all the things have to be optimized. Some example, a sleep mode is required or deep sleep mode is required. For example, our STM300 module, this is a sensor, generic sensor module, has a deep sleep of mode current of far below 100 nanoampere. It is about 80 nanoampere in average. Then in addition, you need an intelligent wake up and measurement concept for this STM3XY family. We have 1 to 1000 seconds. So depending on the application, you can configure all this wake up and measurement cycles. Maybe I switch on the laser, the virtual laser pointer. On the right side, you see a basic concept of this self-powered sensors. Most of the time, it is in the sleep mode and requires very, very less energy and current. And then there is some operating and transmit phase. And then you see, for example, in this case, we have 20 to 30 milliamps, which is very high for a self-powered sensor, but only for a short time. And then most of the time you're going into sleep and sleep. So it's de facto it's more than 99%. And that's the magic behind it. Energy management, you see, energy management is very important. It starts with impedance optimization. So the impedance between the energy harvester and the energy storage has to be optimized. Also, like maximum power point tracking for solar cell and other cases. Then voltage conversion is required. So all these elements of the device, like the energy harvester, the storage, the controller, and the sensor, might run different levels, and you have to convert this by DC-DC converters, by optimized DC-DC converters. Also, the energy storage, detailed look on the energy storage is necessary. Things like the internal resistor from the one side have to be low to provide a lot of energy during the transmit phase. On the other side, it has to be high to avoid leakage. So an optimum has to be found, also in case of lifetime and other parameters of this energy store. Now I'm coming to the optimized low power radio. So optimized means in this case very short telegrams. For example, for the EnOcean radio, we have below 1 millisecond for 1 telegram. Then well-defined profiles are necessary. We started this about 20 years ago with the EnOcean radio profile. Then came the Zigbee, also did this. We convinced them to have also some radio profiles for optimized energy harvesting solutions. And nowadays we are fully into the Bluetooth definition of new profiles, also participating in the Bluetooth special interest group to get this and drive this forward to get standardized profiles for this. Optimized radio interface means very low power requirements, like 1 telegram, 1 radio telegram needs about 30 microwatt seconds. Okay, let's start with the thermo harvesting. Thermo harvesting is a good way to get energy from the environment. A so-called Seebeck element converts a thermal flux from a temperature difference into electrical energy. On the right side, you see this kind of element, a Seebeck element. There is one hot side, the red side below, and the cold side above. And if there is a heat flow between the bismuth toluene elements in between, they are converting this energy into power. Then we have an electrical current between the black and the red wire. So quite easy from the concept, but it's a more difficult to implement. You see an example below. You need a thermal management, so which means the thermal flux has to come from one side to another side. In this case, we have, for example, the hot material on the one side. It has then the thermal flux go to via the Peltier element. There's some thermal compound in between to the ambient air, and you need some isolation in between, like the styrofoam. Okay, then you get some millivolts. It depends on the temperature difference, but if you have a difference of maybe 2 Kelvin or something in this range, to 5 kelvins, then you get some millivolts, and you have to convert them. And then we have invented like 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, ECT 310, which is ultra low power voltage converter. This voltage converter boosts this extremely low voltage into higher levels of operations, which means about 3 to 4 volt to load the capacitor. At this slide, you'll see the block diagram. So what you have already seen is the 3 big element. Then it comes this very specific converter, the ultra low voltage DC-DC converter, which starts already at 20 millivolt. And then this feeds a radio module like the STM300. And then this can be used as a sensor module, or most likely in our examples and from our customers, will be an actuator. So we have several customers using this to build very interesting heating valves. Yeah, all the heating valves are self-powered by the energy of the radiator on the one side and the air, environmental air taking up the heat flux. Okay, on the left side below, you see what kind of energy you can get from these applications. If there's, for example, a temperature difference of 7K or 7 Celsius degree, you can get about 100 microwatt. So it is an exponential curve. For 10 at the surrounding, you get already more than 200. It's 300 microwatt. So okay, no, it's a good method, but somehow complex to integrate. On the next slide, you are seeing the solar cell, which is easier to handle, which is if you have light. This is a prerequisite, you need light. These are also more efficient. You get 5 to 15%. This is quite a high efficiency if you compare to the thermal one. The thermal harvesters you have seen before has 1 to 3% of the heat flux, and this is 5 to 15% from the light. Okay, the method is light will shine on this most likely silicon material, like amorphous silicon we are using. This cells fit best to the indoor, and then this will generate on the semiconductor junction electrical potential, and the electrical potential then will power the radio sensor to send all the data. A block diagram below will show it in more details. There is the solar cell on the left side, then a radio module. Some more details about the energy store. There is a long and a short time energy storage. You might need, while you need it. The reason is just to have very fast startup times during installation phase. If you get the device out of the package, you want to handle this very fast in some minutes and not in hours. You will see later in calculations what means hours. The short time energy storage means it's very fast loaded and then good for operation. And then after this, the energy management is switching to a long-term energy storage to save this energy for days. So yeah, this is part of the energy management below. Also the fast start feature. It controls also the discharge, that we cannot go under a certain discharge voltage of the energy storage, and controls sleep and transport mode. All these things can be configured, and some more in the radio modules like measurement, transmission timing, standard, secure, switch between standard, secure mode, everything. Now we have all the modules enabled for secure mode, so you can switch them easily to secure mode and yeah, get the keys with the configuration. Okay. This slide will dive more deeply into the energy calculation. This is an example of a radio module called STM320. The STM320 is a reed contact or magnet contact solar powered sensor. The operation phases you see on the diagram below. We have the deep sleep phase, as I have already shown you. And then it's more details on the operation phase. So there's some kind of short operation for startup of the sensor and for measurement. And then it needs about 3 milliamps or something in this range. And then it boosts up for the transmit to 20, 30 milliamps, sending a telegram and going back to sleep. In this case, it's not a deep sleep, it's just a sleep to measure the correct timing. Then after a correct timing of about 20 milliseconds in this case, it wakes up again, short operation, transmit, goes to sleep, and the same again, and then is the deep sleep. So there are multiple phases, and for the calculation, all these phases have to be calculated. In addition, the capacity of the energy storage is required. The solar cell, parameters are required, like this 5 microamp for 200 lux. The power consumptions for these peaks I have shown before are for this 100 microamps per seconds for the transmit. For the secure one, we need some more, 140. Then what you see, a very important figure is the leakage current. So this is the leakage, you might wonder, before I have shown the 100 nanoamps. This is somehow more because, there's some more leakage like the energy storage and other elements, not only the chip itself. Then, wake up cycles and the scenario for the lightning. If we calculate this all together, the current consumption for this module, the average current consumption is 0.57 microamp. And you see the dominating factor is the sleep factor, the deep sleep factor is the very dominating factor, so, and not this phase. So this phase, you see the peaks are very less, and the dominating factor are the deep sleep. Okay, on the other side, what kind of energy we can expect from the solar cell? So this is also calculated for average current. So average current is 1.67. So the good thing, it's positive. So we get more energy or more current than we need. And then we can charge a device and this energy device. We charge the energy storage and the fully charge during operation needs about 27 days because we have a very big one. So we enhanced our modules with a bigger energy storage. So, and this takes more time. And but the big advantage is we have nearly 2 months dark time here. So if the blinds are closed or something happens, we are prepared for 50 days, about 50 days darkness. And this means the sensor are sending more than 50 days regular telegrams, radio telegrams, and measuring open and closed, for example, of the window. Okay. Some more applications we will see here. Some examples for the available light. In a very dark situation, in the dark corners, it's about 50 lux. In a very bright one, you have about 500 to 700. It could be even higher on the window. You have 1,000 or even more. For operations of our modules, you need 50 lux. It starts with 50 lux. 200 is perfect. So our scenario, 500 is even better. Okay, there are a lot of sensors available in an EnOcean portfolio. There are modules like the STM320 before, STM330. This looks like the same, but it's a temperature sensor. They are available also in combination with a humidity sensor, and also available as finished products in housing. You see here some examples of these housings, then called EDHS, EMDS, and the X is all for multiple protocols and multiple frequency ranges for the EnOcean. We have launched recently some new sensors. I'll show you later also the multi-sensor STM350. This one, the motion sensor and people activity counter and desk operations, desk occupancy sensor. All this are very frequently requested during Corona seasons. So we have very strong demand for them because you can then measure the occupancy of offices, of meeting rooms, and control them and avoid too much or too crowded places in this case. Okay, coming to the highlight. So we recently launched our multi-sensor. Then you can see what is possible to power with a solar cell. So we call this a Swiss knife because there's a lot of features are inside, 5 sensors in one small housing. This little solar cell, it's about 40 by 40 millimeters. The whole device can be clicked into a standard switch design. This powers temperature, humidity, illumination, acceleration, anti-magnet contact sensors, all this in one device. It's quite easy to install. It's fully maintenance free. Yeah, okay. And no battery change necessary. And also a highlight is NFC configuration, so wireless configuration, because you see a lot of features, a lot of configuration is possible. There's standard configuration, but you can change it to a lot of different applications and features. And then there is an easy app available on mobile phone sites, Android, iOS, or Windows. And then you easily can configure them. And the good thing, it's available for all frequencies, 868, 902, 928 for the EnOcean radio, and Bluetooth also version is available for 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, coming to the kinetic energy harvesting. This is just getting the energy by fingertip. On the right side, you'll see a small animation demonstrating this. The motion is converted to electrical energy by the electrodynamical principle. There's a magnet and a coil with wires inside there, and the change of the magnetic flux will lead to current in the wires. And the wires you're connecting to a converter. It depends on the strengthness of the magnet, on the coil windings, and the speed of the motion. Then you get different pulses out of the generator. Therefore, you need to adapt them via some converters we implemented on our radio modules. At the end, you get some 2-volt level with 120 to 210 microjoule. This is the same as microwatt seconds. The efficiency is about 80%. Yeah. So very good method for switching element. And you see these examples. Our core is we call it Eco 200, the Eco 200 generator. Is this energy harvester which can have 1 million cycles. So it's much more than you need for a volt switch, but okay, better to be on the safe side and have 10 times more than needed, or even 20 times. The actuation power is 3 Newton, and the travel is very low, 1.2 millimeter to be very flat in this case. The average power output is 150 microwatt seconds. I have already mentioned before the range, and the efficiency of more than 80% getting out of this. So we offer some combinations with radio modules. One combination is the PTM535X. X is always available for multiple frequencies, multiple protocols. It is a generic platform, so you can build up your own device, very small devices. There are a lot of application examples. For example, buses in London, for example, are equipped with this. Also, trains are equipped with this. Then also automotive productions running with this. Cable harness productions running with this. This is a very big applications. We're selling a lot of devices to this. So there's very flexible for a lot of different things. Okay, available. This frequency is 868.902.928 for EnOcean radio and also for Zigbee 2.4. Oh, there's still the gigahertz missing. Sorry, it's gigahertz, not this very slow. Frequency, it's gigahertz. So another example is, yeah, I would say our most sold product. It's a PTM 210 and 215. This is the module. You can click into different frame sizes or frame designs. It's fully maintenance-free, battery-free, and perfect for building automation and available for all frequency ranges. De facto, it's available for even more, like the Hue Friends of Hue system also is supported. Okay, it's a variant of Zigbee, but so even more it's fully supported. Also available in with a finished device, then called EWSS or EWSD, switch housing design. Okay, now I'm coming to the end, summing up what we have seen. So companies EnOcean is providing energy harvesting. This is a key for maintenance-free products. We are providing components, the harvesters, like the Eco 200 Kinetic harvester, the solar cell, or Thermo power converters, like the ECT 310. Then we are providing modules for own designs, with own housings, different housings, multiple housings from the customer side. A big product range, only a small amount I can show you in this slide. Then we are providing on the receiver side products, radio modules, or even USB sticks for very easy to use plug and play solutions, and developer kits, starter kits to start with all the technology. Under the brand EasyFit, we offer finished products from the switches via all the sensors, peer sensors, multi-sensor I showed you, over to controllers, specific controllers, LED lighting controllers, and also configuration for this lighting controllers. So this is a full portfolio. Yeah, I think everyone can find out something out of this. Now we are coming to the question and answers session. So it's finished. Before we have one question to sum it up. One question to you. Okay, now it is shown. How did you hear about this webinar? This means we would like to know how you get the information for this webinar in order to optimize for the next webinars how we do the mailing and how do we the information. Just make your choice and then we get the result. Thanks in advance for this. Just we have to wait some seconds to get it. So you can already prepare your questions. If you have questions, just do it on this is called questions or Fragen, depending on your PC. On the right side of the webinar software, you can type in. Okay, now we have the answer. Okay, most of you got the invitation via EnOcean mailing, several via distribution, social media, and personal recommendation. So thank you. So we will use this information to improve the next webinars. And now we are coming to a question and answer session. So I'm hearing or looking for your questions and doing a bigger. Okay, get already some questions. I opened the window from the chat and the question. Okay, what's the cost? Okay, one question is, what is the cost of the STM550? Yeah, this is a question for the sales team. So I'm the product manager. I'm more related to the technology products. I have some idea of the costs, but the detailed costs or the detailed pricing is done by the sales. So Markus,
Yeah, sure.
Markus,
So, thanks.
can you answer
Yes,
this?
yeah, I can answer this. So, well, it's a tricky. It's of course it's a fair question, but what I would like to add is here we are in the launch phase now of the product, and so the pricing, of course, depends. Since we are a technology provider, depends on what our OEM partners are doing and how they are launching this to market. As you have seen, there's multiple functions inside. So this could be, of course, then optimized. We have different versions, so we support various protocols, and then, of course, it's a question in what context the application is being considered. So at the moment, unfortunately, I don't have a concrete pricing for the known reason, but of course we can keep you informed. So we expect the first products to be available by our partners relatively soon. So just if you want, at the end we will leave our contact details, drop us a note, and we definitely can keep you informed once the pricing information is available. So that's what I can say for the moment. So back to you, Markus.
Okay, so thank you, Gary, for this question. Then we have another question from Alphonse. I cannot see the complete, but I think the complete question, but I get the beginning. So we installed already an EnOcean HVAC control system in a hotel, but our customers are getting scared to use wireless installation due to the danger of hacking, and then cannot see the rest because of the tool skipping this. So hacking, and in this case for the HVAC system. So for all the radio modules we are selling since about 3 years, we have additional security modes, additional secure keys. All this can be done full secure with AES 128. We have also several certificates for them. Depends on the customer which is integrating this into, in this case, HVAC. So if this specific product is supporting this and how this is supported. From the module side and from our product sides, we are prepared, and this can be configured and switched on, and it's a very high secure level. For this very specific things, I would beg Alphonse to contact me or contact our support team for this very specific HVAC. Then you have to mention which type of manufacturer he is using. So the email for the support team is support@enocean.com. So the next question is there any possibility for, so thank you, Alphonse, for this. Is there any possibility for internships or master thesis? Okay. Sanjeev, thank you for this question. Yes, yeah, we are regularly looking for students, internships and master thesis. I'm just going to the website to look there. We go to the website and then there, yeah, about us. There's an about us section and there is a career section. Go to the website, about us, career, and then you will find everything. You get into contact, and there is regular internships, bachelor, master thesis. I just read from the website. Okay, yes, definitely. It's a possibility. Thank you, Sanjeev. Then we have one question from Niklas. In a domestic environment, which technology, solar, kinetic, Seebeck? I have only this part of the question. Okay. What I prefer, I would prefer most likely kinetic on solar. It depends on the application. If you have light there and need that this device will send regularly, then you have to use best like solar cells. if it is enough to send on a fingerprint or a finger press, or it should also work in darkness, then the Kinetic is quite very good for the switching event. Seebeck thermal is for very specific cases like the heating valve. Yeah, then you need temperature difference. Okay, thank you, Niklas. Okay, then we come to Istvan, a question of Istvan. What sort of production volumes can you achieve? Interesting question. Production volume of our sold. So we already, Marcus already mentioned, we have sold about tens of millions of devices. So that's the average for or the whole volume for the last years. Yeah, I would say the most selling product which goes into the millions is the switch, and then other ones come hopefully quite near to these figures. So some millions. Okay, we have a question of Michael. Oh, just some new questions came in and my screen went down. Sorry. Okay. Where is Michael? Okay. Question from Michael. By when will the EMCA be in a full production? Oh, this is. I'm not sure. Marcus, can you answer this question?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Let me comment on that. We are, like I said, now in an early launching phase, and of course looking at sampling. So the expectation is that the production will start in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So that's the plans. And as mentioned, we're working with our OEM partners to get them then readily available to the market. And so yeah, we are in the ramp up process, if you want so.
Okay, I think we have to speed up a little bit. There are a lot of more questions. Maybe I take 2 questions. One from Detlef. Lux in rooms. If sensor touched on the room ceiling instead of will less than 50 lux. Okay, I have to guess a little bit about the question because I see not complete. So yes, it's different. The best site for installation of solar sensors is the wall quite near to lamps or for the windows. The ceiling is not very perfect. You see all the sensors we have on the ceilings have a bigger solar cell and have a solar cell slightly moved to the side, yes, because it's depending how much light is reflected to the ceiling. So ceiling is a little bit more critical than walls, definitely. Okay, one more question from Barry. So is the TCM300U available in UK? Yes, it is available. The U version is the version for US or North America. It can be bought via our distributors. You find the distributors on the website. Go to the products section and then to the distributors. I think it's also available via, for example, distributors, Farnell, Future, and others. But for the details, go to the website. You will see it. Okay, I think we have to close it up and try all the questions which could not be handled in this webinar. Just send us an email. We will answer this directly. I'm not sure if we can get out cannot get the email address of this question, and so I cannot answer these questions in the tool. Okay, so thanks a lot. I have to close it now and then go back to the moderator, to Marcus from sales. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Marcus, for guiding us through this presentation. As mentioned, we are approaching the end. So sorry, we are a little bit over time, but I think that was good because we had received lots of questions. Thanks again for that. Here is the invitation for our next webinar session. As mentioned, this is just the beginning of an entire webinar series. We will have the next session scheduled for the 12th of May. And in that case, we will be talking about our energy harvesting switch module, the PTM, so the original one, which is the heart of the switch. And we will talk to you about, of course, what's inside and all the flavors and news we have on here. We also invite you to sign up for our newsletter on our website, EnOcean.com. If you want to stay informed, and of course also get informed on time when the next webinar will be taking place. What we will be doing is this webinar session is registered, and we will then make it as a replay available via YouTube. So you will find it there. We will inform you about our various information channels, our social media. You will be getting informed about that. What I have as a last slide is, of course, our contact details. So, of course, as Marcus was mentioning, there were a couple of more questions, which unfortunately we could not touch because otherwise we would run over time. Just contact us if you have further questions, concerns, comments. And talking about comments, let us know what other topics you would like us to touch. We have specified a few themes which we are going to touch, but of course we are open to listen to you. Let us know what other topics you would want us to touch in one of the upcoming webinars, and we will be very pleased to discuss this on our side. So again, thank you. Thanks for your interest and participation. Looking forward to meet you again during our next webinar. Thanks and goodbye.